Good evening, everyone. Holy crap. Welcome in, everybody. You guys, thank you for your awesome community, Octavius. You guys slaughtered that goal. And thank you for all the new follows, you guys. We're nervous, but excited. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. Hello. Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome in, Raiders. How's the charity raid train going? Oh my god, I'm getting follows. Oh my god. Thank you for all those follows. Shadow, Pixel, Unique. Or no, it's Unquiet, not Unique. Sorry. Kitty Cat, Dark Angel, Steven, Octavius, Bentley, and Redneck. Thank you for all those follows, you guys. You killed it. Wow, I was blown away. Within the first hour, within within 30 minutes, you guys slaughtered the goal. So holy crap, thank you so much for that. This is a big this is gonna be our second year doing it for this foundation. We've been working together as the Black Collar Collective, raising money for different charities for about 3 years now. And we're all really excited for the charity event. Oh my god, thank you for those follows. Emmy and Bat, welcome in. And Vega, how are you, husbando? I'm glad to see you guys. So as you guys can see, I'm currently in a bit of a pumpkin, and I'm gonna need your help to carve myself out of this pumpkin today. How are we going to do that? If we raise $50 to the charity at all during my stream, this pumpkin will get carved, and you guys get to see what's underneath the pumpkin. But welcome in, you guys. Thank you again so much for killing it, Octavius. We appreciate you joining and helping us raise money for a great cause for Keep a Breast Foundation. Actually, breast cancer is very close to everybody, but for me, it is very close to my heart. My mother, who passed away October 2020, she was actually one of the first people to test out the chemo pill back in the day. Baguette, thank you. Oh my god. All right, so we've got Baguette to add to the list. We'll get to the list in a few seconds. But so my mom was actually one of the people that was one of the first people to try to do the trials for the chemo pill, and the dosage for the pill was too high, and so as a result, her hair never grew back. They gave her some time to live, but my mom actually ended up surviving her fight with breast cancer. Unfortunately, we lost her to pancreatic cancer, but breast cancer is really close to my heart because of that. Let's get it together. But yeah, so, and I love the fact that Keep a Breast Foundation helps focus on prevention and educating people, and I really appreciate that they put a lot of focus on breast cancer on Black women and breast cancer in men, because people often don't see men as someone that would be susceptible to cancer. Thank you, Anonymous, for that $20 donation. So today is going to be episode 2 of the Thick and Spooky Ghouls podcast. Oh my god, thanks for the follows, you guys. Bones Graveyard and Yellow, thank you for those follows. So, oh my god, you guys, I am, keeping it together here. Keeping it stripped. All right, so wait, where are we in the dollar amount? I didn't even pay attention to the dollar amount. Oh my god, are we already, we're at 35. Okay, we're almost carving the pumpkin. Thank you, kitty cat. That's amazing, you guys. And so Keep a Breast Foundation was actually a foundation that was started off by a bunch of artists back in the day. And what happened is artists wanted to raise money to help support people that were struggling with breast cancer or fighting breast cancer. And it was a group of artists that decided to cast the breast of breast cancer fighters, breast cancer survivors, and they actually made beautiful art pieces out of the cast. And they would auction them off, and they would auction their art pieces off, and that's how they raised money. And then it just grew to the program that it is today. They have the I Love Booby bracelets. So it's a really great charity, and I'm so happy that we've raised so much money for them already. All right, so a couple things. Aside from getting me out of the pumpkin suit, anyone that donates during me and Miso streams for the entire month of October will get added to Oh my God, are we carving me out of the pumpkin before we've even started? All right, you guys, let's carve this pumpkin. Hold on, I'm gonna carve this pumpkin. I'll be right back, you guys. Hold on, we're carving the pumpkin. Give me a second here. Are we ready to see what you guys carved out of that pumpkin? All right, here we go. So I did this with a pickle during the AIM charity event, and I was stuck in a pickle and was removed from a pickle because we're raising enough money. Actually, it was a spin. It was a wheel spin. But thank you for carving me out of that really, really hot pumpkin. So now you've carved the pumpkin. Pumpkin Daku is live. Thanks, you guys. I love how Bulma's like, no, you can't see it. But yeah, so thank you for carving me out of the pumpkin. I am very happy with my pumpkin carving. I think it's a good one. I think it's a showstopper for today. For the next goal, well, the next goal is, here's the deal. Okay, so there's actually this thing that we've been doing for the entire month of October. For anyone that donated during myself and Miso's streams, Miso Thorny, we can get a shout out for her amazingness. She is actually my other half, my better half of the podcast. And anyone that donated during our charity events was actually gonna get entered into a raffle at the very, very end of the month. We're gonna draw the name. And it's a raffle with some really cute stuff that we made for them. One of the people in the community made very, very adorable dice bags. So there's 3 bundles to go away. So we've got dice bags over here as part of the bundle. Aw, thank you, Octavian. And within the dice bags, you also have other goodies within. Oh, thanks, that emote, Octavius. Oh my God. Do we have my Age pepper available right now? Thank you for those donations, you guys. All right, so anyone that donates during the charity event will be entered into the raffle. You get a dice mag knitted by Mothful Cat. She is one of the people within my community, within actually a lot of the people's communities in the Black Collar Collective. And then you also get a cute little Keep Abreast Foundation spider. It's the color of the Keep Abreast Foundation. You get custom Booby Saver bracelets that were made by me. And of course, the other one is you get a whole set of my Spooky Booba heart stickers. There's 10 in this set. I make pixel art. All of my things are art that I've made, and these are stickers that I've made, and there's a set of 10. So you get stickers, you get a cute little spider, you get a very cute dice bag, which can hold 2 sets of dice, depending on how big your dice is. If your dice are small, then maybe you can fit more, but it's supposed to be able to hold 2 sets of dice in here, and a set of the stickers. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So this is going to be episode 2 of our paranormal podcast. I am very, very excited to show you guys my topic. Let's go ahead and take a look at my better half. Please hold on while I get her over here. Hello, my beautiful waifu.
Hello.
Everyone, this is my beautiful Miso Thorny. So we are the Thick and Spooky Ghouls podcast, and today is episode 2. And what happens is I usually start the podcast, and then I have a very large topic. It's a very, very large topic. It's extraterrestrial in nature, and I'm very, very excited to share about it. There's a lot of information about it. It's one of the few alien cases that has an insane amount of witness statements, but no hard evidence. More on that for later. All right, so let's go ahead and pop up my notes over here. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Again, thank you everyone for those follows. Thank you for all of those donations. Like, holy crap, you guys. This is a great cause, and you guys just slaughtered. Yeah, like the last stream, you guys just killed it.
Oh my God. And you're already out of your pumpkin.
I know, I'm out of my pumpkin. I'm like, I'm gonna be so hot in this, and I'm gonna be wearing this pumpkin this entire stream.
We wanted to carve you up.
So the topic that I'm talking about is the Brazilian Roswell, aka the Varginha incident. So have you guys ever heard of it before? For all of my paranormal lovers out there, have you heard of the Virginia incident? It's exclamation point charity for the for donate. It's you can either just type the word donate in the in the chat and it will pop the link, or exclamation point C donate. Yeah, so if you just do C donate or type just donate without a command, it should populate the link for the charity segment. So yeah, so has any of you guys ever heard of the Virginia incident? For any of you guys that know there, anyone?
I've never heard of it.
I know, and it's so crazy because there's so much to talk about this. All right, so this case took place in 1996. So we're going to start and go all the way back in 1996. In 1996, a series of events took place in a very small town called Varginha, Brazil, which made
Virginia.
Yeah. Well, trust me, it's really hard. It's Varginha, but it's
Virginia.
it's because you want to say other things, but
I
don't.
want to say Virginia.
Don't. Yeah, but it's in Brazil. It's
Oh.
Varginha, but it's in Brazil. Okay. Thank you for those donations, Wino. Yeah, you've heard of it. Oh my God. So I'm excited to share about this. Hopefully, my notes are good enough for you. Wait, is there a wine? I need a wine, but I'll get it later. So this happened in 1996, and there was a series of events that happened in this small town in Virginia, and it actually put this small town, which used to actually be a town that wasn't really well known. It was part of the Ginger.
Oh.
Ginger. Thank you, my love. Holy
Bless
shit. Okay, I'm not gonna cry, you guys. I'm not gonna cry.
Supportive
I'm a
man.
crybaby today.
Love
I'm
to
so
see it.
sorry. I cried during Vega's singing. I've been crying all day. Vega, your
Vega did
song,
so good. Let's
your
take a second
song
to say
broke
how
my
good of a singer
heart,
he
Vega.
is.
Holy
Oh
crap.
my God. I was not ready.
Ginger Ninja. Basically Virginia was actually a small town that wasn't really known for anything, and it was part of the coffee hub, and they didn't really do much aside from the coffee trade. Brazil isn't known for selling coffee. They were actually more known for trading beans. But in this particular town, they were part of the small coffee hub that was happening in Brazil. Oh, thank you, Octavius. Oh my God, my heart. Okay, I'm not gonna, okay, I'm good.
See,
I'm
you're
not gonna
triggered.
cry.
She's gonna cry again.
All right,
And then
so.
I'm gonna cry, and we're both gonna have makeup, and it's gonna be a fucking disaster.
Okay, I sprayed the shit out of my makeup.
I ran out of setting spray today because of it. Tell you what.
So this incident is often described as one of the more credible sightings in Brazil, not in the world, but possibly the world. And that's because even though there's no hard evidence, like I said, we're gonna get into that little topic right there. There was a lot of witness testimonies. And the interesting fact about these witness testimonies is there was a lot. And even to this day, people's statements have not changed. Like, it has not changed at all. So it is absolutely insane. So in January 13, 1996, around midnight, NORAD, which is the North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD was doing their thing, and they actually saw a UFO. Doesn't mean alien. UFO means unidentified flying object. Not aliens, but a lot of people think of that, but it's actually just unknown source
Unidentified,
or
okay.
unknown craft that's in the air. And so NORAD noticed that there was one that was moving, and they noticed that it started to drift into Brazil's airspace. So NORAD contacted SINDACTA, which is the Brazilian airspace defense, and it's the Integrated Center of Air Defense and Air Traffic Control for Brazil. And they mentioned that there was something entering their airspace that is of an unknown nature. So after SINDACTA warned the Brazilian enemy, after SINDACTA warned Brazil, the Brazilian Army Command went on high alert immediately. With Pumpkin Barra, we're squishing gold. Thanks. So
Smashing goals, even.
So it's actually I couldn't I didn't have like I did so much research on this, but I couldn't find this. But the correspondence between an American agent from NORAD and the Brazilian agent from Sindacta, they actually released or leaked the correspondence about this event. So it was really
Oh.
on both parts, so that the call saying, "Hey,
So
oh, Muggbird."
it's well documented. Oh, Maggie.
Yeah, so there's a document of NORAD contact. Oh, did you just dab? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've been dabbing every time.
So, yeah, the correspondence between NORAD and Sindacta was actually released by someone in NORAD and someone in Sindacta. So I think they were like, they're going to try and hide this. So we're going to try and make sure we get on top of that and start spreading the word. All right. So, interesting fact before we get started, the police department and the fire department is actually a part of the Brazilian military force. It is not a civilian force like it is here in the United States. Do the camera touch thing, baby.
But say, ignore me. I'm just
Your camera.
trying to get it to. It didn't like me dabbing. It's so mad. It's so mad about the dabbing.
Oh no. How do we fix it?
Continue. It's okay.
Okay.
I'll keep messing with it.
All right.
Don't let me in my dabalicious.
Oh, Baguette of Dix. Yeah, Baguette of Dix is a great name. She's fantastic. Miso's going stealth mode. I know, right? Wow, you guys. Wow. I'm oh my god. I'm nervous. Oh my god, my nerves. I know, baby. Did you turn off a light?
No, nothing changed.
Try turning off your camera and turning it back on. Oh my god, it's probably gonna mess up my cropping of you. Oh, wait. It did it. It focused. There, hi, beautiful. You're clear as crystal now.
I don't know why I did that. No more dabbing, I guess. Jesus.
So
Sorry.
along all of this happening, like after that, like it's a quick timeline because there's so much information on this that I had to find a way of making it so that it's in an organized fashion. You guys want to see the fit check again? Of course, no problem. Hold on. All right, fit check.
Wow, another 50 from Succubus. Holy shit.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, look how cute. Look at our pumpkin. Look at her go. That's who I was thinking of. John Cena. You see me. Oh, I probably just fucked it up again.
Nope, you're good. You're good, baby.
Oh,
You're clear as crystal. Okay, so around the time that this was happening, there was a couple living in a farm that heard something that was disturbing their cattle. Stop the presses! So basically, a couple heard a bunch of disturbance, and the cows were freaking out, and their animals were freaking out. So they woke up and looked out the window to see what is causing such a ruckus with their animals. Gorgeous! Oh my God! Oh, that is the best comment, Tabari. I love you and your dad jokes. What about the pumpkin booty? Oh, you want to see the pumpkin booty? Oh my God! It's okay. Hold up. Baguette's asking for the booty. Jesus.
You gotta give her what she wants.
I guess. Oh my God. All right. Here we go.
It's baguette. Yeah.
I know it is baguette, so I have to fix it. There.
Pumpkin booty.
All right. So, upon looking outside of their window, they saw a cylindrical bus-sized ship that had smoke coming out of it, and the lights were blinking, and it was clearly descending, and it was trying to recover. Oh, bus size up, yeah. It was clearly.
I think you might be on the wrong one.
Am I? Oh no! Oh my God! Oh my God! There we go. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome. I was like, wait a minute, where's my face?
I'm so sorry, my love. I didn't mean to.
You got a raid. Oh, you're
a raid, Cortra! Oh my God! Thank you for that raid, Papa Cortra. Welcome in, Cortra Raiders. We're happy to have you guys here. Oh, Bentley, thank you for that donation. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to do so much math. I'm so excited for our drawing this, like at the very end of the month. Oh my God.
Crazy, yeah.
Okay, so they saw that the cylindrical ship was slowly descending, but it really looked like it was trying to correct itself and gain back altitude, and it was failing. So one thing that was noted by this couple is the light coming from the unknown craft actually hit her husband, and she claimed that her husband got burnt by the light. Not like Twilight, I'm burnt by the sun, but like he got a sunburn from the light coming from the ship. So
Interesting. So
that is one report that happened. Another report is actually a very, very good one, a very interesting one, because this person, whew. All right, so January 13, Carlos de Souza, he's an ultralight employee. Ultralight is an air something company that's in Brazil. And he was an ultralight employee, and he was driving on the highway, and he saw an unknown craft descending from the skies, and it was clearly trying to recover and failing to recover. So, D'Souza decided to follow the ship until it crashed so that he can provide assistance if needed from the pilot or the passengers of the ship. So by the time he arrived there, he actually saw that the Brazilian military was already on scene. He did witness he didn't see it, but he heard a gunshot from a distance. And after that, they pulled out a box with a figure with a sheet over it, and they were loading it into the truck. After that, he also saw an unknown creature of some sort coming out of the ship, like crawling out of the ship, and was caught by a net and put into a box with a sheet on top of him. And then there was another box that was already there that had movement underneath the sheet. So he pretty much witnessed 3 bodies of these unknown creatures being loaded off by the military.
Right.
So
and he would know like ships because obviously he works with like aircraft.
Well, that's
so
the only
it's-
reason why he didn't think it was
So-
like an alien aircraft.
Alien,
He
right.
just thought it was a
like an
a
enemy
ship
or,
that
like,
was
a
like it was
spy.
like a ship that wasn't released yet. It was like something that the government was
Right,
working
an
on.
experimental
So he
craft,
thought it was
yeah.
like an like it was a craft that was
Yeah.
being worked on. So he didn't think aliens. He thought, okay, this is what I
Right.
do. I need to go over there and see if I can help the pilot or the passengers. And
Right.
so that's
that
what his thought is.
process- Yeah, that thought
That's
process,
what made him
along with
follow
his
the ship.
experience- Yeah, I about to say his experience with aircraft already, and his thought process of it being it's not an alien, it's somebody in need, or just like a normal aircraft or something that went down. It makes it more credible to me.
So, a military soldier saw Carlos de Souza and immediately held a gun at Carlos de Souza's face and threatened him and said, "You need to leave immediately, and you will not speak of this to anyone," and say you saw absolutely nothing. Upon being told that a gunshot, he quickly said, "All right, that's understood." He picked himself up, went into his car, and drove away. Upon being shaken up by this encounter, he decided to take he decided he's going to take a little breather and go to a cafe not too far. Upon entering the cafe, he saw 2 people in black. 2 men in black suits in the cafe. He goes and sits down and immediately gets approached by these 2 people in black suits. So, upon them approaching him, they knew who he was, who his family is, where his family is.
Oh no.
And told him he is to erase his memory of whatever he saw and never speak of this incident. Being approached in such a threatening manner and being held at gunpoint, he actually did not speak about this incident for 26 years.
I don't blame them at all. They know where your family is.
Yeah, so
they
for-
just know everything about you. You have no idea who they are.
Yeah, so for over 26 years, he did not speak of this incident. Here's a cool fact. The Men in Black was released in 1997. You guys know that Will Smith movie?
Yep, grew
But
up on that one.
this incident happened in January 1996. So a lot of people are like, oh, they got ideas from Men in Black. No, they did not,
No,
darling.
it's the
Because Men in Black was not released yet. But there is records as far back as 1947 of the Men in Black. So 1947, the Men in Black. So that's like the cool fact is the Men in Black is an actual agency or force that was mentioned as far back as 1947 in many, many cases. Octavius, I think it was the time eventually. I don't actually know what made him decide to speak, but he didn't speak for a while. But there was other people that spoke, and I think that might have eventually given him the courage to speak up. So
I wonder if because something got like declassified, like you know how in the U.S. they declassified a bunch of information. I wonder if anything like that
I
happened.
don't
and where they're
recall
like, you
if
know,
Project Blue Book. I think they actually did, and I think they tried to say that it was all false, but I don't recall. All right, so
I was
another.
gonna say oh, sorry.
Go on, baby.
Sorry, Gary.
No.
I was gonna say like I wonder if the people that made Men in Black or something had heard about like an incident, like that incident or a different incident, since it happened like right before Men in Black the movie, and like took inspiration themselves from the actual incident for Men in Black instead of vice versa.
Epic, I agree. Epic, I agree. I agree, Epic. I really, really do agree. Epic says, I swear the Men in Black movies were made to make it so that people would
Yes.
ignore it. Like, you know, they're like, oh, so they're going to start talking about it. Let's make a movie out of it so that, you know, yes, that is, I also a thought that I had. That was definitely like, we're going to go ahead and make it seem like it's just bullshit by
Crazy,
making it into a movie.
It's goofy and a joke. Yeah.
But the Men in Black was actually inspired by a comic book series. There was a comic book series,
okay.
and it was inspired by a comic book series. But maybe they're just like, let's make it into a movie so that people will just like stop talking about this shit. Come on, we gotta find a way to debunk it. So
in the same realm as, which is funny, Epic was talking about, I've actually seen like a lot of theories for like aliens and like conspiracy theories, like people saying, well, they make ridiculous theories and ridiculous sightings of aliens to make the real ones look like goobers, right?
I mean,
So it's
a
really
very
good
smart
thought,
tactical move if you
Yeah.
think about it. It's a smart way to go about it. All right, so another witness statement. This is an actual military soldier that spoke and mentioned that he was part of the debris retrieval team for this ship, and he mentioned that he picked up a silver material and he took it in his hands and crushed it in his hands, and then upon releasing it, it took its shape back. And this is actually a common thing. I think this is also mentioned in the American Roswell incident.
Yes, I was literally about to say. I feel like Roswell. They said there was like a almost aluminum like thing.
Yeah, and then they
like
would
tinfoil that
and
they went like whoop,
it took its shape back. So
Yeah.
one of the people mentioned that, and he also witnessed that the UFO or the unknown craft was loaded into a truck and taken away. So
Of course.
that's the note that I'm finished with. Okay, so that is January 13, 1996. So apparently that was the first fleet of aliens.
Oh,
Apparently there was more. Yeah.
Oh shit.
So now we're going to January 20, 1996, which is supposedly when the second fleet arrived. Or it could be it could be some of the people or some of the creatures that escaped. No, it could be some of the creatures that might have escaped capture and made
Try to get the fuck out.
yeah. So in January 20th, around 9 a.m., there was another incident. The firemen were called about a strange animal walking in the woods. The firemen saw that it was not it was not just a weird animal. It was a strange bipedal creature with red brown skin. Their skin looked wet, and he mentioned that it smelled awful. He mentioned that it smelled like sulfur or ammonia, or a combination of the two smells.
Oh.
And
what a
so
combo.
yeah, the reason that they called the firemen is, like I said, they don't the fire department and the police department are a part of the military, and the fire department is kind of like a combination of animal control and like our fire department. So they do both. So whenever there's like an unknown animal, they usually call the firemen to pick it up. And I think that's where all of the cartoons have like the fireman saving a cat from a tree or whatever. So yeah, so they actually are called whenever there's there's animals around and they're supposed to handle it. And that was the description he gave of this animal. Since they weren't an animal that was familiar with, that they were familiar with, they actually had to contact the army commander and tell him, hey, we don't know what this is. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what to do with it. And so an army truck came to the scene and captured the creature. They put the creature inside a box and covered it with some kind of resistant fabric, loaded the box on top of the truck, and everyone that was on site that saw this was told to forget that this incident happened.
Of
Again.
course.
Okay.
And what are you gonna do about it, right? Like,
So that was one person, but this was also confirmed by a senior fireman and a first responder. First responder. And of course, they were willing to talk about this, like verbally, but as soon as someone brought something that would take hard documents, like a camera, they immediately
Right, they had to
said,
be on
I don't
record.
know what
Yeah.
we're talking about. I didn't see anything. Like whenever cameras would come out, their tune would change very, very, very fast.
right.
So
I mean, because it's one thing to tell people, but it's like you're possibly putting your life and your whole family in danger if you go on record and,
yeah,
spill
so
the beans.
so they'll talk about it, like they'll go to a bar and talk about it. But as soon as like a newscast was like, hey, let's interview you, they're like, we didn't see anything.
Fuck that.
Nope, no thank you.
Yeah, they're like, no, I like to be alive. Actually.
Okay, so another thing that's interesting about this, you guys, is many witnesses mentioned that they saw an American military present during these incidents. So
Of
it's
course,
not just the
of course.
Brazilian military, but now for some reason the American military is in Varginha, and they're all like, why is American military in Virginia? So they mentioned that there was it wasn't a very large one yet, but there was definitely American military present.
We
So
love just getting into everybody's. We're like, oh, let me try. Let me try that. Oh wait, that's ours.
But another fireman in a completely different area was more willing to speak of what happened. He mentioned that when the military arrived, they were clearly on a mission. A few minutes later, they heard a gunshot and shoulders came out carrying two big bags. One bag contained something but was not moving. On the second one, it was still moving. So I think that was actually supposed to be a note that I was supposed to put on top because that was from Carlos de Souza's story. So that was actually in January 13. Sorry, guys, I put my note on the wrong thing, but that was from January 13.
It'd be like that sometimes.
We have a base in Sao Paulo, probably. So, holy crap. So that was another thing is, yeah, so he was willing to talk about it, but the moment there was a camera crew that wanted to talk to him, the same results
Right.
where they're like, I saw nothing, and
I don't wanna be on
basically,
record.
yep.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it makes sense. Like again, it's just so fucking dangerous.
oh yeah. So now, in the same day around 3:30 p.m. So that all happened at 9 a.m. Now we're at 3:30 p.m. A few blocks away from where all this happened, there were three women walking together.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Aw,
Octavius, thank you.
so sweet.
So for Christmas, we're also going to do another podcast. And then after Christmas time is when we're going to do our once a month podcast. So because it's only episode 2, we wanted to do it for the charity event. We're going to take a break for November. And
yeah.
then December, we've got our topics selected for the Christmas charity event, which is going to be for Toys for Tots. And then we're going to start doing a podcast once a month. So if you like anything paranormal and spooky, come and check us out. I'm excited about it. I really, really am.
I am too. It's such a blast. Anytime I get to do stuff with my waifu, my little pumpkin waifu.
Gosh. All right. Oh God. Stop it. All right. So around 3:30 p.m., a few blocks from this incident, if you want a podcast help or thoughts or help, feel free to hit me up. Really epic? Of course. Of course. Epic. We're new. We're new. We have no idea what we're doing. We are doing our best. We are doing our very, very best. I got as far as like releasing the first video on the YouTube and making it into a podcast thing, but that's as far as we got. Thank you, Octavius.
We're
Oh,
having fun, though. And that's what matters.
yes. So, a few blocks away, 3 women between the ages of 14 and 22. This is Lilian, Valkyria Sylvie, and Katia
Ooh.
Xavier. So there was Lilian and Valkyria are sisters, and their cousin was Katia Xavier. So they were walking, and upon walking, they saw something that they thought was a devil.
Oh,
They were
God.
raised very Christian, so for them, if
Oh,
they saw
yeah.
anything unknown, their immediate thought was,
Demon, devil,
devil, demon, Satan's
spooky
coming to get
ghost.
me. Yeah. So they did mention that they saw a short bipedal creature with brownish red skin that looked like it was wet. And they said that you can see their veins and their skin looked wet and had 3 protuberances that kind of looked like horns on their forehead. So it's not like a horn, but more like knots, like 3
Like a
knots on their
lizard,
head.
like the
Yeah.
one lizard with like the yeah.
Yeah, so they mentioned that that I think that's why they thought the devil's, because the protuberances, they're like, oh my god, it's horns,
Yeah.
and the devil's coming to
Plus,
get me.
if religious, plus they're probably in a rural area, so everything's gonna be witches,
Oh yeah.
demons, the devil.
By the way, Brazil is it's a hot spot for a lot of alien encounters and sightings.
Yes,
Brazil
I've
is
heard
actually
that.
one of those places. And so they also mentioned that it had almond shaped eyes that looked like black but had a red glow to them. So it had red glowing eyes, they were almond shaped, and they seemed very unsteady, very wobbly. They mentioned that when they were walking, or when this creature was walking, it seemed unstable. It seemed like it was struggling, and it seemed like it was hurt. The girls fled except for the eldest, which was Katya, their cousin. So the girls ran to their mom. Katya was there, and Katya mentioned that she felt like she was frozen in place. And she couldn't understand this unknown creature, but she felt a message being passed to her. And it wasn't like a message, like a speech, but it was definitely like a feeling or an energy. So she was frozen in place. She couldn't move. Like the girls ran and she couldn't follow the girls. And she said she got what felt like a wave of please and help, and I'm in pain. She said,
God.
she mentioned that it wasn't words, but the feeling that she was getting hit with was, I need help. Please, I'm hurt.
Right.
Like it wasn't verbal, but she got like the
It was like an empathic vibe.
yeah, she got the vibe that
Yeah.
this needed, like this creature was asking for help. She was finally able to leave and run away. Oh my God, sorry. I lost my note. There it goes. So upon her leaving, there was an elderly lady and a grandchild that was also there and witnessed this. And upon Katya running away, she mentioned that not more than a few minutes later, military quickly
course.
appeared and captured the creature and took the creature away.
Oh, he's dead.
So the girls got to the house and told their mother, hey, we saw the devil. And the mother was all like, no, I don't believe you. But she felt like the girls were so scared. Like
Shaken up,
they were
yeah.
shaken. Like she didn't believe of the devil, but she did get the sense that they were traumatized.
lying,
Like they were scared, and she kind of picked up on the fact that I don't believe it's the devil, but you guys are clearly upset about something and something triggered you.
Something's wrong, yeah.
So, because
I
they
wanna
seemed
point out-
frightened.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
So, when they described that its skin and how it looked like wet and stuff, the guy in the beginning, it's very similar to what he described, to like the wetness and like that yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And that's why some people believe this might be some of the creatures that managed to escape, and
yeah.
hide from them, and then they got desperate enough that that's why they started coming out seeking for help. So that's a theory that they had, is it could be a second fleet, or it could be the same fleet, but they were so desperate that they started to seek out help, and that's why they went out of hiding. So
Right.
that was a common theory. So the mother asked them, okay, just take me to where you were and we'll figure out what's going on. So the girls lead the mom over there, and there was no more creature, but there was a heavy scent or odor of what
Oh.
seemed to be sulfur or ammonia. Thank you for the hydrate.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of similar to like oh, here, I'll tell you. I'll show you guys in a second. I have a slide to show you guys, so you guys can see what these creatures look like,
Like
because
the
there were
smell
sketches.
earlier.
Yeah. So the mother said that she smelled a heavy sulfuric smell and ammonia, and then she also mentioned that she saw a footprint, but it was a very unusual footprint because it was a V-shaped footprint. So
V-shaped. Interesting.
yep.
Like this? Like. Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so she was the only one that claimed this, but then not long after that, during an interview with a podiatrist named Dr. Roger Lear, he mentioned seeing two of these creatures, and he did mention and confirm that they did have V-shaped feet. He was more intrigued by the feet than the actual creatures themselves, but he's a podiatrist, so that makes sense. A lot of people are like, the guy's like, this guy's got a foot fetish. And I'm like, or it could be his specialty. Like, it could just be his specialty.
It's just Quentin Tarantino trying to see alien feet.
Oh
He's
my
like, "Ooh,
god.
what a good movie."
All right. So, after a bit, the theory that was pretty much mentioned was that all of these incidents are connected and were probably different members of the same ship that crashed, and they decided to hide in some woods, because the only thing between the 6 miles of where the crash was and where the sighting was actually, there was some woods, like a small like trail or something like that.
Right.
So they believe that some of the survivors that weren't captured on the crash managed to go to the woods and hide there, and like I said, seeked out help after they were desperate enough.
Right.
Fetish specialty, same thing, right? Hey,
Maybe they
no
sense,
judgment,
like,
you guys. No judgment.
Right. No judgments here.
Don't yuck somebody's yum, okay? Don't do it, please. Let's not shame people, okay? No shaming allowed here. All right, so.
But I wonder if they could like sense that the girls were like unhostile, like unlike the military and stuff like that, and that's why they were like, okay, I'm gonna try to get.
I
help from
mean,
this bitch, 'cause-"
if you think about it, if what Carlos de Souza said is true, like there was a crash and the immediate response of us humans is to shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
"All right,
So maybe they related, like, these girls aren't dressed in military or in any kind of uniforms, that they felt that they could approach them instead of people wearing military clothing. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But like, how shitty would that be that I got into a car accident? Let's say I went into somebody's, like, I was like somewhere and I got into an accident and I like fell in a ditch of somebody's private property. And upon me crashing and being injured, the owner of said property holds me at gunpoint saying, "You are trespassing." Like, that sucks, you guys. That really fucking sucks. Like,
not only that,
putting
but you don't speak the language. For us, it'd be like being in a different country and crashing.
into
And
somebody's,
like, I'm so fucking sorry. And they're like, all right, time to die.
right? Oh my god. Ugh. So, here's the interesting thing, okay? So, starting January 20th, there was a storm that started. It wasn't something that they predicted. It wasn't something that they saw coming. It was an immediate storm. And it wasn't like a small storm. It was a giant storm. And during the giant storm, there were actually many, many, many reports of people saying that there was an unidentified round aircraft that was hiding within the storm, looking like they were searching.
Oh.
And around the same time the storm was happening, a biologist named Layla went to check on the animals in the zoo. She was called in because the animals were not great and doing some weird stuff. And so she was called in. So during the bad storm, she drove over to the zoo. And when she got there, the employees said that there was some firemen that arrived and didn't stay and were looking for her. They were just there. They were looking for her because they had to deliver her something, but she wasn't there, so they left with whatever they were carrying. So whatever they were going to bring her, they didn't leave behind. They were only they only wanted her to look at this.
To see it. And
yeah.
They weren't going to leave it with her either. They were going to be like, you can peep it and that's it. Peep it.
So,
that's it.
Yep. So during this storm, because of all the strange activities, the strange reports, the Brazilian police put their focus on patrolling the area to see if they can catch more of these unknown creatures. Yeah, so these are the creatures that are hiding in the woods, and because they're like coming out of different places, they're like, we need to find these creatures and see what's up. And it's a bad storm, so people are reporting some unknown crap. Now they're worried that there's more happening, so they double their police force and have their police force patrolling in this terrible fucking storm, like the worst. All right, so one of the military officers named Marco Cherez was driving, and something jumped out from the side of the road in front of his car. Upon seeing this creature jump out in front of his car, they immediately stopped the car, and because they were actually given a breakdown that they're supposed to capture any unknown creatures or any unknown anythings. If there's anything weird, immediately capture it. And yeah. So basically, this creature pops out. He's like, that looks like the creature that we're talking about. And his immediate instinct was to get out of the car and tackle the creature with his bare hands, no protection gear, and carry this creature. He mentioned that these creatures are about 4 feet tall. So they're only 4 feet tall, babes.
I'm taller than
You're taller than them!
I'm taller. Suck it.
I forgot to tell you, they're only 4 feet tall. Oh, speaking of which, oh my God. Hold on, you guys. Oh my God, I almost forgot. I want you guys to see these creatures. Hold on. So this is actually a sketch of what the creature was that they describe. And this is a common description: is brownish, slick skin, looks wet, red eyes, and 3 protuberances. So this is actually a sketch or an artist rendition of like what people talked about. So this is what the description of the creature looks like. So this is what they are. So it doesn't look like a gray. It's nothing I've ever seen before in any other case.
This
like
one's very
this
unique.
is the only case that I've seen this. I've seen like lots of cases with the grays and stuff like that, but this one in particular is very unique in its appearance.
Like it's slippery to like try to grab it.
Well,
And be like,
they were often mentioned that they looked like their skin was wet. So yeah, he's only 4 feet guy. He's only 4 feet tall. He's just a little guy.
That means I could kick him way easier.
So, oh my God. So Marco Cherez tackles this creature, carries this 4-foot creature. He did mention that the creature was wobbly, and picked up this creature, put the creature in the backseat of the car, strapped the creature down, and the creature looked like it was hurt. So they immediately decided, we got to take this to the hospital. So him and his boss, or his partner, I think it was his boss that he was in the car with, drove to the hospital. And it was a hospital already arranged by the military to have an entire ward quarantined and isolated from all the other patients.
Oh, God.
So there was a setup as of January 13 where there was a specific ward in this hospital that was made to quarantine and seclude all the other patients and isolate these creatures.
Very sussy.
So they take it to that area, and okay, here's a little fact. It's kind of a mix-up of all the things because there was like a bunch of notes and I couldn't type them fast enough. All right, it is unsure how many of these creatures were in the ward, but it's documented that one of the creatures was actually transferred to a different hospital. The hospital was called Hospital Humanitas, and where an orthopedic surgeon performed surgery on an injury on one of these creatures. So he saw one of these creatures and performed surgery on one of these creatures.
Interesting. I wonder if that means that they knew it was humanoid enough that they could.
Okay. This is the doctor.
Operate.
This is Dr. Lear. This is Dr. Lear, who was apparently So he specialized in feet. So this is Dr. Lear, who was a surgeon, and he did surgery on this creature. He did an interview, and there were and he mentioned that there were several authenticated documents that was presented that show an agreement between America, the United States of America, and Brazil, which allows any material coming from space or of an unknown origin that is found in Brazil to be shared shared and turned over to the American government.
I wonder if they're doing that just because America tends to have more resources, to, like money to throw at stupid shit.
I'm pretty sure it's because America had one of the first encounters documented, and they had a system already put in. So they're all like,
you
we don't know what to do with this.
Yeah.
Here you
They're
fucking
like, we don't
go.
wanna deal with aliens, please. They smell. They're slippery. I'm good.
Imagine Dr. House dealing with alien patients. I know, right? So, there was an in-depth interview with the surgeon, Dr. Lear, and he mentioned that there was documents that showed America and Brazil had some kind of agreements about sharing and turning over documents to the United States government. And then the surgeon was instructed by armed officers. Wasn't asked, you guys. He was instructed to do this.
Yeah.
And where's my notes? The surgeon was instructed by armed forces to begin a surgical scrub and do a fracture reduction on the leg of this unknown creature.
God.
The S2, which is the Brazilian Military Intelligence Division, oversaw the entire surgery, which was what seemed to be the creature's femur. So he was doing surgery in the creature's femur, and the S2, Brazilian Military Intelligence Division, was there present and heavily watching this go down.
Oh God. No pressure, right?
Yep.
Don't fuck up. No
And so
pressure.
the surgeon describes that the creature looked like it had wet skin, but was dry to the touch.
Ugh, it's slippy. It just looks slippy.
Yeah, so he said it was dry to the touch, but I don't know how you can tell with gloves, but I think you can tell if there's a substance left on your fingers.
Like,
Yeah.
right. Or it would feel like, I don't know why I'm milking the cow, but
I forgot to tell you guys. After Marco, where is my note for it? After he dropped off the creature, there was a hold on. Where's my notes for him? I completely lost my notes for him. But there was a substance left on his arms. Like wherever he touched the creature, there was like this weird substance that he couldn't wash off of his skin. So, one of the military officers, many witness. Hold on. Sorry. I'm going back my notes, and so I have to go back. So, just so you guys know, Marcos's capture of the creature was documented. So there was witnesses and reports that says that this incident where Marcos captured an unknown creature was documented. So that's important. That's very, very important because that comes up later with our dear friend Marco Cherez. So
plus stuff being documented just makes it so much easier to like actually believe it and like take it into consideration than someone just be like, I saw an alien back on the I-5. Like, no, you probably didn't. You have 8 beers. Go home.
All right. So
random, but I just got a commercial and it's aliens for your ad break. I just want you to know.
Oh God, while we're doing the ads right now, should we just spam my alien emote, like just my aliens emote?
Did you add it here?
Yeah, I've got my aliens emote now.
Oh
But it was aliens.
Aliens.
But it was aliens.
Look how
All right.
cute it is.
So, the surgeon described the creature that said its skin looked wet but was dry to the touch, and that there was 3 protuberances on his head, and that this creature had a gender-neutral body, meaning no sex organs. I don't know why they're naked, but they also don't have sex organs. So he said that was gender-neutral and had no sex organs.
Maybe that's what the sheen or like the goop is. It's like a protection, some kind of like.
I feel.
Goop.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. Maybe they're not naked. We just thought they were.
Oh. Maybe it's a tiny little alien inside there.
Yeah. So the surgeon said that in the middle of surgery, he actually made eye contact with this creature. And upon looking at this creature and making eye contact, he felt like his head was being hammered in. And he felt like there was like a heavy hammering noise. It was very, very painful. And apparently he basically suffered a psychic attack. Is the only thing you can describe it. It was a psychic attack. It was a lot of pain, and it felt like a banging or a heavy hammer inside of his head. And after that subsided, he received a message from this alien. He didn't mention that it was a verbal message. It was like the girl had beforehand, where it like he understood without speaking. It was like a psychic message
Right.
that made him understand in his language. And he didn't say everything that was sent to his brain, but they mentioned, I feel sorry for humans. They are largely detached from
God.
their spiritual selves and unaware of the amazing things we can accomplish. So that is part of the statement that they mentioned. They said they feel sorry for the humans because we are detached from our spiritual selves and are unaware of the amazing things we can accomplish.
Moffle Cat said I'm a bit on the quiet side. I don't know how to.
I can fix you. I can fix you. I can fix you, baby. Let me just go over here and fix you. Let me turn you up a little bit.
I can't imagine being like a doctor trying to do your best, and this thing's like, you piece of shit. This is what all you humans are. You fucking suck. And you're like, dude, I could kill you right now. I got a scalpel. Okay, like, don't make me do it, man.
So,
Oh God.
2 days after
Wizards confirmed.
Yeah. So 2 days after surgery, the creature appeared to have almost been completely healed. But
So super
unfortunately,
healing.
on the second night, the creature ended up dying.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder why it would like heal, but also, I mean, maybe just the environment in general is too hostile.
I mean,
we don't know
with the fact that
anything
they're
about
often
them.
described by the people that saw them as they looked sickly, they looked like they were wobbly. I think like they might not be used to our gravity or our
Yes.
air or anything like that. And so it could
Girl.
just be that our environment is not an environment that they could sustain for too long without
Right.
assistance, you know?
That's what I was literally gonna say. I wonder if they're so wobbly because the gravity is just so different here,
Mm-hmm.
and like they just, you know, their bodies. Maybe they have like very hollow bones, kind of like birds or something. They might be very like, just not. They might not even breathe like oxygen as their main like component.
Oh yeah.
For all
Yeah.
we know.
So, whew, man, where are we at in time, by the way? How am I doing on time? How long have I been
We are
gabbing?
an hour and 10 minutes.
Holy shit! Okay, wow, and I
But
still have.
remember,
I still have more.
let's
I
say-
still have more. Oh my god.
You're all right. That's what mine's for too.
Sorry,
Don't you
guys.
worry. The party will
This
continue.
case is so big that I have so many notes. I have 5 pages on notes on this one.
You
so...
still have 50 minutes. I have a timer.
Okay, I got this. I
and
got
that gives
this.
us 10 minutes.
I got this. I got this. All right, so.
Yeah, you do. You're all right. No rush. Take your time.
An anonymous military witness said that the S2 was responsible for loading the corpse in a truck and transporting it into a military base. In this transport, they use 3 large military trucks. And so basically, they loaded this creature in a truck. It flew by, thank God. I was afraid that you guys are going to be so bored just listening to me
You've
chat.
been doing so good.
So,
so bored.
upon the corpse's death, they needed to transport this body to the base, and so they had ordered 3 large military trucks and loaded it in one of them, and the others were used as decoys. Not even the drivers themselves knew if they did or didn't have this creature's body. They were very, very secretive about where this body was. The drivers didn't know which one it is, and the people that even loaded it weren't aware which box had the body. So even the people that loaded it and unloaded it didn't know if they were the ones
Right,
that
they were kept in secret.
Like everyone was unaware of who it was. Aw, thank you, Redneck. Thank you. Oh my God. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not a baby. God. I'm emotional.
Okay, baby.
I am so emotional right now.
We have an amazing group of people here.
Okay, so the corpse was brought to the University of Campinas. After that, many witnesses saw a lot of military vehicles and military trucks, and even saw U.S. military cargo planes arriving. And due to the mentioned agreement above, the American military seemed like they were here to pick up the body.
Of course. As per tradition.
Yep. All right. So, the aftermath, the official government stated that about a large presence of okay, so this is the official statement by the government. This is what they said was the reason. This is okay, we're going to get to their fucking bullshit excuses, you guys. It gets fucking ridiculous. You're just like, "Are you serious?" It is wrong on so many levels. So, the official government statements mentioned that the large presence of police and military in the area was just for regular emergency training and preparedness. They also said that, yep, and they also said that the reason that there was a large, okay, this is where it gets fucking bad, you guys. It gets really insulting. They also mentioned that the reason they said there was a large presence of military force in the hospital, and the reason why it was quarantined was because there was a little couple who was having a baby.
What the fuck? Why would that need to be? What?
I am being politically correct.
Right,
they didn't say little people. They actually used the M word on that. Actually, no. One of them used, like, one of the articles mentions the M word. Another one, yeah, it was the M word, not the D word. Apparently, we're not allowed to say the D word anymore either. So, basically, they said that the reason it was there and the reason it was secluded is because there was a little person that was struggling to give birth.
That's an insane reasoning. That's insane.
Yep. So their excuse for all of this happening is, oh, it's just military training. It's just making sure we're actually prepared if an incident happens. Don't pay attention to it. It's just all this and that. So then they mentioned that the reason they secluded like a specific ward in the hospital is because of a little couple having a baby.
Which is that's so fucking gross.
Oh God, it is disgusting.
What is wrong? Like, how dare you?
Right? So,
ugh. Why not just say like, oh, there's like a measles outbreak or something instead of being a twat waffle?
Okay, so there's a lot of things that happen, a lot of reports that happened in this time. There's a lot of people. There is like, everybody is like seeing them everywhere. Like because of the reports, there was actually a report that was mentioned in the many, many reports that there was an unidentified dead corpse found on the side of the road. Upon finding that, 3 military vehicles appeared and quickly picked up the bodies in a very hasty manner and drove off.
Oh, yeah, that's not sussy at all.
All right. A few weeks later, after this, NASA and the U.S. Secretary of State both visited Brazil within a few weeks of these reports. So now we've got NASA coming in. Now we got NASA, you guys. We got NASA and the United States Secretary of State. I'm just saying. All right. All right, so this is where this is where this case is also very unique from other cases is. On February, we're not sure if it's on the 10th or the 15th, but it is within 30 days of the incident. Marcus Cherez, who was only 23 years old. He was the one that made skin-to-skin contact. He's the one that captured the creature, carried the creature. He was in very good health. Like, he was a healthy 23-year-old, but he died. Yep.
Oh, fuck.
The hospital had no explanation for the cause of death. They mentioned, but they did demand that the body be kept in a sealed box and immediately buried. So his family was approached and said, you may not open this box, but you must bury this body immediately. So they didn't even get to have a proper funeral for
they don't even know that he's
Cherez.
in there.
Maybe.
Like, they wouldn't even know that he's in the coffin. What if they kept his body?
Yep. So, but they were told to bury the body. The family so the family being upset by this thing, they followed the orders, but they ended up suing the Brazilian military. They ended up suing the government and all that stuff. And they mentioned that Marcos was on duty when this incident happened, but they mentioned that he was not working that night. They mentioned that this incident didn't happen while he was working.
I wonder if what the creature was like shedding, or whatever the goop was that got on him, if that was radioactive.
I have thoughts and theories.
You know what I mean?
I'll tell you my thoughts and theories on what happened. I have thoughts and theories on this. All right. So, so Marco, before dying, did confide to his sister Marta. He mentioned that that something happened and he had an encounter with an unknown creature and was told not to speak about it. But he did confide on his sister not long before he passed away. So, upon that, Marta would continue to fight the Brazilian military, and they were demanding the death reports. They were demanding more information on their family or loved ones' unknown death. So after a lot of fighting, the family was given a report, and all the report pretty much stated that they found an unknown poison inside Marcos's body, and that's what caused his death. It was an unknown poison that they don't know what it was. But they also learned that after Marcos's death, they learned that the wing that Marco was in was blocked off. Oh, I have to hydrate.
I'm doing little baby ones because I'll have to pee every 10 minutes.
Thanks, Mango. I need it for my throat. My throat's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The talking.
So, after Marcos's death, the family discovered that the wing that Marcos was in was blocked off and made inaccessible for several days. They were told that it was just a training drill, and the hospital staff and the military was being trained on proper quarantine tactics and cleaning of whatever, pretty much. So,
better excuse than the last one, I guess, but...
So, to this day, 2023, this happened in 1996, February 1996. Wow. To this day, the family is fighting and has been denied the ability to exhume Marco's body to be looked at for an autopsy. To this day, they are unable to exhume his body to get an autopsy done so that they can get more information.
That's not suspicious at all.
Yeah, it sucks. In May 1996, a Brazilian Sunday TV show called Fantástico reported on the Varginha incident. They showed an interview with the 3 young girls that ran into the creature. And this particular episode gained a lot of attention by the media worldwide and was eventually published in the Wall Street Journal. That happened in January. It was published in the Wall Street Journal June 28, 1996. So the TV show host posted it in May, and then in June 28th, the Wall Street Journal released an article about this, and the title was like ridiculous, like the stinky extraterrestrials. It was very insulting, in my opinion.
It was something to laugh at to them, not to be taken seriously.
I actually was able to find the episode with the Fantástico report. Like, I found the episode on YouTube, and upon looking at the video comments, this was posted by someone 4 years ago. So someone posted the episode 4 years ago on YouTube. And still to this day, if you look at the comments of that video, there was a lot of people leaving comments saying, I remember this incident. I was a child and this traumatized me. There's a lot of comments that mention they remember this. They remember being afraid. They remember being frightened, and they remember the crazy buzz about the situation. So there is, I should have saved the link so I can show you guys, but there is a Fantástico episode. Just say, I think I did a search, Varginha's Fantástico reports on the Varginha incident, and I think I was able to, it was like a video that somebody posted of the episode. It's all in Portuguese, you guys, so you're gonna have to read or learn Portuguese, or if you already know Portuguese, good for you.
Translate.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, right.
That's how I actually looked at the comments. I had to Google translate the comments because I'm all like, I want to read these comments, and that's when I saw all the comments are about these people that were traumatized by this incident, that remember this incident and all that stuff.
Right.
So
you're already bilingual, so that's impressive in itself. I just want to say.
Yeah. Okay, so by May, the girls that saw the creature was constantly getting approached by different news channels and newspapers to try and get an interview. When they finally decided to agree and do an interview, they were approached by 5 men dressed in black suits.
Oh boy, here we go.
And they were offered a large sum of money to stay quiet, not talk, and leave the country. The money was the money that was offered was large enough that they could comfortably leave and comfortably live outside of Brazil. It was a large sum of money. So they were approached by 5 men in black, like Marcos de Souza, and that's what happens. So I'm doing this by timeline. So in June 28, 1996, the Wall Street Journal publishes the article about the Varginha incident, and that is actually an interview with the 3 girls talking about the encounter and the blatant denial of the military on what was happening. So in 1998, for all of my nerds out there, in 1998, there was a game called Incidente em Varginha, which was a first-person shooter developed by Perceptum, and this game was based off of the Varginha incident in 1996 and features the aliens. The mission is to speak to this alien, and you are to save the captured aliens and help them find their way home. So in this first-person shooting game, you shoot soldiers and agents of the Men in Black. And
I love that you're helping the alien.
Yeah, you're actually helping the alien make their way home instead of like helping the military, and you're attacking the military government. So, and there was over 2,000 copies sold in Brazil and 20,000 copies sold to the rest of the world. I actually saw a cool, like, if we have time, I can show, if you guys want to look it up, but there's a lot of footage on YouTube of this game. So if you want to watch someone play it, it's called Incidente em Varginha, and I'll in my slideshow, you'll see the picture. You'll see the picture. So, yeah, so basically your mission is to save the aliens and go into the military base and kill military soldiers and agents of Men in Black and save the aliens and help them find their way home. So, in 2006, the girls got another interview, and their story has not changed to this day. Like I said, all the stories and all the witness statements from this time has not changed. It is 2023. This happened in 1996, and people's stories have stayed consistent and true. So,
see, that in itself is impressive.
But in the 2006 interview is when the girls were actually bold enough to say that they were approached by 5 Men in Black and told them about the approach. And that's how we know they were offered a large sum of money to leave the country and not talk. So that was in 2006. Okay, then in 2010, the Brazilian military concluded that the young women who claims they encountered the alien or the devil actually saw a homeless man who was mentally unstable and was extremely dirty due to the heavy rains, and was mistaken by the identity was mistaken by the girls as the unknown creature. There was also like a couple things that mentioned that the girls were traumatized because they walked into this homeless, mentally unstable man and they caught him masturbating, which fed onto their religious side and why they saw the devil, and that's why they were so traumatized by it, and that's why they saw what they did. But that was another statement.
All 3 of them, though, like, come on.
Hey,
I feel like one of them will remember some dirty old man jerking it. So I don't know.
In conclusion, so for me, my thoughts on that is, I believe that the reason there was an odor that would be like something that we don't want to approach, I believe it was actually a defense mechanism. Like it was like, because they were frightened, they produced some kind of like odor to try and like give them a chance to escape. But I truly believe it's a defense mechanism, and I don't believe I believe that their skin also produces some kind of substance when they're in danger, because the surgeon mentioned that he touched, like, that the glove that touched him was dry upon touch, but then Marco, when he caught one, mentioned that there was this substance left that he couldn't wash off with water or soap or anything like that. And
that's a good theory.
Yeah, so I truly believe that it was a defense mechanism from these creatures. And I don't think they were aware of them actually hurting us. Like, I don't think they meant to kill Marco, but I think because they were frightened, they were injured, it was a very bad. I don't believe they meant any harm towards us. And there's a couple like the girl's psychic message and the surgeon's psychic message kind of basically like shows that they weren't coming from an aggressive manner, and yet we approached them with guns.
I mean,
People are like, if
right.
aliens are real, why haven't they contacted us yet? I'm like, bitch, because
why would they?
Because we do that. Because we do shit like that, okay? We shoot and ask questions later. That's just
why would they?
Like, why would they? Like, oh, if they were real, why wouldn't they come visit us? Maybe it's because we're assholes.
Maybe it's because we try to shoot them in the face
because
immediately.
they're too aggressive, they're too primitive for what we are comfortable to deal with, and we're just not going to deal with that. Maybe we're not advanced enough, and because we're not advanced enough, we're aggressive, and that's kind of like, no, thank you. We'll let you guys mature a little bit more.
Yeah, they're probably like, Jesus Christ, we keep sending scouts and they just keep slaughtering them. I don't know. Maybe we should leave them alone.
Right? So
we're not going to contact humans anymore.
So in conclusion, this incident left a big impression on the people of Brazil, its military, and the world. Whether you be a believer or not, it did leave an impression. And still to this day, there are people that mention being traumatized by this incident. So it left an impression. And that's why it's a really big case. And people often refer to it as the Brazilian Roswell. Okay. So some say that the incident was very much an extraterrestrial encounter that was heavily covered up by the Brazilian military with the help of the United States government.
Of course.
Some say it was a very well coordinated story made up by the town and its people to gain notoriety so that they can gain tourism.
Hi, Dak.
Hello, Dak. And some say it was a very well, like they say that all these people have the same stories because they all coordinated this plan together so that they can get on the map and get tourism. That's what they claim. Others,
what an elaborate scheme.
Right? Others say that this was all started by the girls' misunderstanding of the homeless man. And because of their panic, it caused a mass hysteria amongst the town and its people. And that's why there was so many reports. It's because of the fact that everybody was basically being fed by the girls' energy, and it caused a hysteria amongst the people.
Right. Now, I do believe in mass hysteria because there's been a lot of historical incident, like the dancing plague. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but it definitely was mass hysteria. So there's a lot like that, but I really don't. It doesn't really it doesn't make sense here. I'm not buying what they're putting down.
I personally believe it was more of a paranormal side. I truly believe it is most likely an encounter rather than all the other things being said. And despite that, I believe it was on the paranormal side, but despite of that, the town of Varginha has now become a tourist attraction, and it is now known as Brazil's Roswell, the Roswell of Brazil. And it actually changed the town. The town actually ended up, like there's going to be shops that open up that sell specialty items, gray alien toys, all that stuff. They mentioned that there's because of this, it became a tourist attraction. Some shops started carrying things of an extraterrestrial theme. There was specialty items, specialty drinks, specialty foods that were inspired by the aliens. But I know one thing is for sure, that from 1996 to now, the stories of the witnesses has not changed. So let me show you guys a little more about this cute little town called Varginha. So that's Alien. So for anyone that's curious about watching the videos of the game, or if you can somehow find a way to play the game, I don't think you can actually physically play it. I don't know how to play it because I don't know how to even find the emulator for it. But that is the game. And if you guys look up Incidente in Varginha, you will see people actually having like YouTube videos of them playing this game through. And you get to see the little aliens in the game and all that stuff. I also have the little YouTube link over here in the bottom. And here is the so basically the entire town changed. The memorialization of the UFO incident. So there's walls where it's got the cute little aliens on it that you can take a selfie with when you visit there.
I like that he's not nude. They're like, well, we gotta throw some
Oh God,
clothes on.
how do I go back?
girl.
Oh no, I gotta go back. Go back. Oh, hold on, you guys. Did my PowerPoint go away? Is it back? Is it there? Did I lose him? Okay, it's
No, I
still
see
there.
it. I can see it.
All right, so that's the game. This is like a selfie wall that you found there. Then there's a bunch of street art that has the aliens on it. Then there's also a water tower that was made in 2001 to memorialize the Virginia incident, and it was called Nave Espacial de Virginia. So this was made in 2001. It's a beautiful, beautiful water tower.
I love that, honestly.
Virginia, Brazil. We're in
How cool.
Brazil. We're in Brazil.
And they did the same stuff that the Roswell in America did, where they like same thing with like Mothman and stuff. They all built
Yeah.
like their towns around it because they're like, fuck it, we already had to deal with this horrible incident. We might as well get something out of it, you know, bring some awareness to us and our community, which I can appreciate. So
Yeah. So this is the water tower, and this is the water tower at nighttime lit up. So it's definitely like a staple of visiting Virginia. If you ever visit Virginia, Brazil, go look at the water tower. It's
That's
gorgeous.
sick.
And then there's also James Fox. He made a movie based on this incident called A Moment of Contact. It is actually available to watch on, I think it's Tubi right now, if you wanted to watch it and learn more about this and see the girls and like their stories about the situation. And this is James Fox who did the film, and this is him posing next to one of the alien statues in the area.
Oh, the little feet.
Yeah, he posted this in his Twitter page. And then you've got another statue of the alien.
That one is great. Oh my god, I love that one. Oh, it's their fucking feet, man.
Right?
Oh, it's got like the pincer hands too.
And then this is just an alien sculpture. It doesn't match the creature's descriptions, but
He
you
looks
can.
like a foot.
And he is actually right next to the tower. If you look at the tower picture
my
that I posted, he's actually right next to the tower. And on top, oh, great, I'm glad. And this is actually, the statues also changed based on COVID. So this is the statues updated where they put a mask on the statue
I love
during
that.
COVID.
He's
and
a happy
then
little alien foot.
Here's another statue of the alien.
Oh god, I don't like that one. That one's unsettling.
And they
feel like that
also
one's
put a
watching me.
mask on it.
Oh, it's better now. It's better now. It's better now. They improved it. Much better. He looks like he's happy to see me now.
And then there
I'm
is a
not gonna eat
museum
me.
called Museum du Et. So it's an extraterrestrial
It.
museum. And this is actually it was being built during that time, and now it's basically a big place that you can visit. It's a museum that talks about the incident, that has
Really
different
cool.
things shown. They have like different, I think they have different like things that they show that's from the incident. If you go inside, they've got little aliens inside.
I love that. I love how much they embrace this. I love the museum being shaped like it too. That's fabulous. We kind of need to get. We both kind of need to get a plushie. Of
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
Little tiny.
Well,
little
that's
tiny
what
fella.
I kind of like. Maybe I should make a like. I kind of like my alien emote that I made. It doesn't look like them, but
I
I
love the emote you made.
thank you. It's so cute.
I prefer yours. That theirs is scary. Yours is cute and non-threatening.
So these are different places that you can visit that clearly memorialize and remember the Virginia incident. So that's the Virginia incident. What'd you guys think of it?
Bravo! Bravo!
So,
Brava!
what did you guys think it was? Did you guys think it was mass hysteria? Did you think it was a ploy to gain tourism? Or do you actually think it could be an encounter?
So, you know me, you know I'm a little bit of a skeptic, okay? A little bit of a skeptic, but with aliens, I find them a lot more compelling just because of the fact that, like, there's simply no fucking way that we are all alone in this big old universe. Now,
No.
I don't know for sure if they've been here. And I can't say for sure that was an alien because I do believe that maybe it could have been government experiment. It could have been a fucked up, like,
I mean,
it
It
you know,
could
I mean,
be
like-
there's a lot of like people didn't believe giraffes were actually a thing.
Yeah,
They're like, there's no such thing as a
exactly.
creature. You're
An
full of
unknown
bullshit,
animal.
and now it's an actual thing. So it could be
But
something undiscovered.
the walking has got me unsettled though, because being bipedal, because usually they'd be like, on all fours. You like my interpretation of that's how I run, but I feel like they would be quadrupedal. I think it's what the word is. Like on all fours, if it was an animal or an experiment, and not be hippy hopping around, you know, all
Oh my
sloppy
god.
like.
Yeah, so Octavius believes it was an encounter. Bentley thinks it's an encounter.
I
Oh,
think it was
Pixel liked my
encounter.
approach from the I really appreciate that you liked my approach to it and my perspective of it.
I told you.
I really tried my hardest. I wanted to
Talented
make
bitch.
sure that I do the story justice because it was so big. So I'm really happy that you guys liked it.
Did so good. Mwah,
And
mwah,
and Epic thinks it's also an encounter, so yeah.
It really seems like it, because the fact that everyone that was interviewed then, their stories didn't change all the way to today. You know how hard it is to keep even a story that's like real straight in your head for like over however many fucking 30 years, 20
Yeah.
years. Like that's insane. And then the excuses they gave out, come up with some new excuses for your aliens instead of being offensive, two, just none of them made sense, right? Like even if it was little people in the hospital, why the fuck would you have to quarantine? Even back then, it wasn't like they thought they were carrying the plague or something, right? It was just, they had a genetic difference. So why the
Okay.
fuck would you need to quarantine a whole like that makes no sense. Like why would you have to quarantine a whole floor?
Right? Epic Realm says I think it could also be part Tulpa, where people's mass thoughts and feelings of it bring more things into reality and calling it forth. I believe in that too.
Ooh, yeah, but I say that also plays into the, it could be mass hysteria, or is it a tulpa? You know what I mean? Because mass
Yeah.
hysteria could be confused for that, and vice versa, as well. I definitely do think in small towns where it's very rural, very religious. The whole town's probably pretty religious. I can see where someone's like, oh, whisper, whisper, I saw this, whisper, whisper, and someone else is like, oh my god, yeah, I saw that too. But some people make shit up. But again, the fact that the stories did not change, they were so similar, the smells, the look, that kid dying after touching it, like that's
Oh my
fucking
god.
nutters.
And the fact that
And-
they're still not able to
Yes, the
actually
body.
get an autopsy on the body.
Because you said that he was poisoned, but you didn't tell. Like they didn't like. If I'm the family, I'm like, you didn't tell me how he's poisoned, because that's how they bury people that are like explosion hazards, like people that are like die in oil or like gasoline. They bury them in like lead lined coffins and stuff so they don't combust. Same thing with like heavy radiation, really thick, and that's what it sounds like they did to him. So like, was it radiation? Was it some kind of scare? Like I think your theory on the defense is a really good idea.
This is a case that I didn't see any reports on radiation, like looking for radiation.
Right.
Like, you know how with Tippy
But
the
did they
horse,
look? Yeah.
Tippy the horse, I didn't see any reports
Tippy.
about that with Tippy the horse. Poor thing.
Lady
the horse, more like
Lady.
it. That was from our first podcast. I talked about Tippy the horse, and she
These
spoke
aliens
about
are whack.
Wendigos.
Wendigo.
So wow. I filled an hour and 30 minutes.
I told you would.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was full of interesting facts and details, and it was I enjoyed researching this topic, and I did my notes. I did notes for this for like a month, and that's why I had
really did.
5 pages of notes. I'm like, I need to do this. I need to do this right. So I was really pushing for it.
I think maybe discuss if anyone has any more theories, or discuss on it more since we have a little more time, and then maybe you could show like the video or something as we go out.
I actually wanted to show the video of the
the cast.
of the cast. So as I
That's
mentioned, it was yeah. Let me get that set up for you guys. I just want to show you guys some of the beautiful art pieces that were auctioned off for the Keep Abreast Foundation. We are raising money for this charity, and you guys just blew me out of the water. You carved me out of my pumpkin within like 10 minutes of my stream.
It was wonderful.
Oh my God, you guys!
It was
I
so
don't think you
nice.
understood how stressed I was because it was so hot. Like I'm wearing a velvet, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm wearing a velvet long sleeve dress,
Yeah, it's
and
so
I'm in California, so it is hot here. And I was wearing that thing. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna survive this entire stream wearing
not
this
gonna make
damn
it.
suit.
I'm not gonna make it. Oh, Epic joined our Discord, and
Oh, thank you.
Daku's first podcast, and now on YouTube.
It is. It's the Thick and Spooky Ghouls. That's me and Miso. Miso will in that video talks about Wendigos, and Miso is going to take her turn. So during her charity segment, she is actually going to talk about another very intense topic, and I'm nervous. I am so nervous that I put my I tripled up on my. I don't know if you guys can see it,
Protection.
but I tripled up on my protection. I've got my
She wrapped
evil
it.
eye on both arms. I've got my freaking evil eye ring. Like, holy Jesus.
She wrapped it, okay? She is safe. She is protected.
Like,
she is wrapped.
oh my goodness. I put it on both arms, my receiving arm and my giving arm, so I can give you guys protection as much as I possibly can, because her topic is, oh my Lord.
Ooh.
I'm scared of the topic, but I'm excited. It's weird. It's a weird thing. I'm
I am very excited. Oh, and if we get through my entire topic, then I
We've
have
got
a little surprise. Yeah, a little smasher pass, but
oh yeah.
a dirty